Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Golden Sun. In the last part we got here to Sahala and learned that we have to go to the next desert. And also in between parts I did the grinding I mentioned, got everyone up to level 28, Isaac up to 29 because he was close enough anyway. And now we're going to continue. Also, this is the world we've been through so far, and we've only yet to explore one region, so we're actually getting fairly close to the end. Anyway, welcome to Sahala Desert. I recommend the moment you get in here, set douse to a shortcut. And that's a random sandstorm. Or seemingly random. There's a lot of these things apparently, and we need to get past them to get to Bobby's lighthouse, so we're gonna need to do that. Use douse on them, as those soldiers mentioned, water is their weakness. And you get sent into a battle with a tornado lizard for every single one. 530 HP, weak to earth, strong against wind. Can drop a weasel's claw, can raise their own attacks, have a storm rain, tornado, have wards to raise their defenses, have wind slash and wing flutter, which really hurt and also hit multiple targets. My best strategies for them is to just attack at my levels. They'll go down around a round and a half. If you're at lower levels, especially mid-20s though, they're essentially all boss fights, so be careful. And I'm gonna drop Weasel's Claws, because they're not that useful to me. And that's a Virtuous Armlet. That, upon use, restores 100 HP. However, like all use items like War Rings and such, they can break after use, and you need to go to a store or to use the repair option. Every single one of these, by the way, is another tornado lizard. You have to fight a lot of these things. Yeah. And here we got a chest, which is another mimic. Mimic number 6, though we've technically fought 7 at this point. 997 HP, weak to fire, strong against wind, will drop a Water of Life upon defeat. And the usual attacks are all there. Debilitate, Side Drain, Sleep, Curse. Condemn and Ice Missile. Actually, this guy has more attacks than I think any other. Condemn, I forget what that does. I think it's sort of like Doom from Final Fantasy, but he rarely ever uses it, so no real big deal. Although it's annoying, because actually, it's weird. I think this is actually the first time I've been put to sleep in the entire game. Sleep's annoying in this game. I forget if it has a certain turn amount it lasts, or if it just goes until you get hit. Either way, it's annoying. Wasn't sleep, like, really useful in Final Fantasy II? The Japanese one, at least? Because, I haven't played that game in a while. I think since 2011? Anyway, let's give that water life to him, find another tornado lizard. Yeah, if you're like mid-20s, this is a really good place to get levels due to the tornado lizards if you fight every single one like I do. Though it really gets tedious having to see that animation over and over again. Though it's a funny little thing, because I think there's like a total of 5 minutes of battles edited out thanks to those things. And next encounter is a Stone Soldier. Stone Soldiers, let me check my notes, have 179 HP, weak to water, strong against fire, can drop an elixir. These guys are essentially bombs from Final Fantasy. They have Blast, they can Dynamite, which is a kamikaze attack, Mad Blast, and a Headbutt. Nothing too bad, though I think that kamikaze attack does really hurt. And there we got a... No, wait, no, that was another tornado lizard. Here we got another lucky medal. At this point, I recommend you either go back to Tolby and use them, or you just sell them outright, because I already got all the equipment I need from that thing. By the way, we got a lot of enemies this part, if you can't tell. And a cookie. That raises PP as usual. I'm going to use that on Garrett, because he has the lowest. You know, it's weird. This place is actually a lot more dangerous than Lamakin Desert, the previous desert we were in, but it's actually a shorter area. There's only, well, shorter being smaller overall. Which I find kind of odd, considering it's just a lot more dangerous in general. Then again, I suppose that is a decent trade-off. Anyway, next new enemy is a Magicore. 321 HP, weak to water, strong against fire, can drop Aura Gloves, which I think is pretty useful. Bind, Nova, Poisonous Tail, and Sleep, so they can pretty much inflict certain stats on ailments on you or throw a freaking fireball in your face. Now we want to use Reveal here, because that's how we find this secret little stepping stone. You're supposed to use those footprints to find it. And we're over here for the gym that's here. There's a cave there, but we're not going to enter that until few parts from now, because that leads to a certain area where that pink tornado was that you may have seen. Anyway, next to Mars Gym, which is the last one you actually face, is Flash. 592 HP, weak to water, strong against fire, Eruption, Fireball, Fiery Blast, Firestorm, Nova, and as usual, they can escape. So pretty much just throws stronger and stronger fireballs in your face. Nothing too bad, though. Just attack, as usual. Attacking is pretty good for pretty much everything but boss fights, where you want to really just mix that into your other Jin and Psy-Energy. It's one of the big problems I have with the series overall, is that you can finish random battles pretty easily, but at the same time, it's not that big of a deal to me. And that'll upgrade him to a champion, because I don't even remember Queen lyrics. Either way, we're not going to go in that cave for a while. It leads to that pink tornado you may have seen earlier. We'll be there in a couple of parts. Now I'm going to take this period to set up and save, because once you head down here, this giant tornado comes after you, and if you use Douse on this, you get a boss fight. Also, I forget what happens if you don't use Douse. I think they fling you out of the area. Or just damage you. Either way, this contains the area's boss, which is one of what I think is one of the hardest bosses in the game. Storm Lizard, 2900 HP, weak to earth, strong against wind, will drop a Psy-Energy crystal upon defeat. Impact, which allows it to raise its attack. Sonic Slash, which hits multiple characters. Storm Ray, which hits, I think, 3 characters. Tempest and Ward, which raise its attack and defense even more. Wing Stroke, which is another multi-hitter attack. And it can also attack twice per turn. So this guy's pretty dangerous. My best strategies for him is to set 3 of your Jin to standby before you start the boss fight. Use whichever one you prefer to do stuff on the next turn, like I'm using Flint and such, to deal damage, raise our stats, or lower his. Then throw your level 4 summons at the guy. That should take care of like half to 3/4 of his HP. Because there's 782 right there. And after that, just spam your normal attacks and heal as much as possible. I recommend when it comes to Mia, you leave sprints available at any time you can so you can heal, because when you start using level 4 summons, your HP starts to get really low due to the fact you're losing stats, and this guy can kill you really easily, especially like that. I'll admit, this is a really close battle, because my big thing is that if Ivan dies, I'm kind of screwed when it comes to bringing back party members, aside from Quartz. Yeah, just Quartz at the moment, really. Because he has all my Waters of Life. I don't know why I gave all of my Waters of Life to the character with the least HP, but oh well. Storm Lizard, honestly, a really tough boss fight if you're not prepared, especially if you're in the mid-20s. And keep in mind, I'm in the late 20s, and I'm still getting fairly damaged. Then again, I also use quite a few Jin. Either way, it can be a really tough boss fight, but if you're prepared, he can be done easily. Doesn't stop him from easily being one of the hardest bosses in the game. In fact, I think he's in the top 3 hardest. And he's down. A giant laser from a whale would do that to me too. In fact, I actually recommend, if you're new to the game, that you be in your early 30s by this point. Mind you, I'll be joining that rather soon. Also, Flash, I forgot to mention what he does. He puts a protective barrier on you, which reduces damage taken by 1 to 20, I want to say? Which could be a real lifesaver in certain situations. Especially the super boss. Ugh. Also, I'll be entirely honest, I forgot to edit out that healing. Oh well. Also, if you're low on Psy-Energy, if you use Reveal in this circle as I'm about to show off, there is a Psy-Energy stone. So that's pretty useful. I really love this musical track, by the way. Apparently Sheba was nowhere to be found, obviously, because we never ran into her. So he's given us the option to either press on or check the desert once again, but we have our foes to worry about, so we're going to continue on anyway. Luckily, their guard gate lies ahead, so they can leave looking for Sheba to them. So we're going to head there first. Mind you, I don't think you have an option but to go there. Oh well. I'm actually going to make a prediction. This Let's Play is probably going to end on part 31. Just so you guys know. That's a prediction, though, not certain. And, no, guards are knocked down. Oh, great. Strange group, no papers. Ah, we know what that means. Felix and everyone's already passed here. Strange power cements that in. Yep, that was Felix. And we're going to go sidetrack our journey to the Bobby Lighthouse so we can check this out first. Apparently they don't want us to just leave them here, since they were bested in battle, but they'll survive, apparently. Which, mind you, there is a little, not really inn to the north, but a little bedroom place, which has, I think, some sort of house of healing in it. This guy never really tells you anything, so, Could have sworn this place could function as an inn, but I forget if I'm actually thinking of the right game. Also, it's around now that this song really starts to grate on my ears. As I mentioned before, this soundtrack is amazing, but it's very limited. Like Lufia 1, I think it was, or was it Lufia 2, where they really start to reuse the same soundtrack over and over again, and it gets kind of annoying. Final Fantasy IV did that too. I think Lost Age fixes that, but I don't remember. Either way, we got a Mint, which I'm going to use on Mia, because having a slightly faster healer is really good. Because it's around now that the difficulty really starts to ramp up, which is why grinding happens a lot around now. Mind you, I would expect that, because we're getting close to the end of the game, but still. And on this screen, we're going to want to do something, but first, next new encounter is a Nightmare. 258 HP, weak to earth, strong against wind. Can drop a healing ring. Yeah, remember those things? We got one of those much earlier on in the game. Can bind you, glowers miserably, which I forget what that does, and can do special elemental attacks, a Jupiter elemental and a fireball, especially. And the next Djinn, which is actually the last Mercury Djinn, is going to fight us. This is Dew. 654 HP, weak to fire, strong against water, Deluge, Frost Sphere, Glacier, Ice Horn, Hail Prism, and Escape. Pretty much all the ice attacks. And this is also, as I just mentioned, our last Mercury Djinn. Booyah. Dew is a lot like Quartz in that it revives a downed party member. Pretty useful. Also, I find it kind of funny. For being the party member that joins us the last, she gets the last Djinn first. Well, I suppose feasibly... No, there's no... Are there? I forget. Yeah, I think she's always the last one that gets them last. Either way, she's fully maxed out when it comes to Djinn. Not levels, but I'm not going to max out levels, obviously. Because going for level 99 in this game is never a good idea. You can encounter nightmares in here too, by the way. And this is an entirely optional thing. I'm just doing it because I can. Because we get this bonus cutscene. Apparently... this is something he recognizes. This is Bobby's ship. And he's thinking that's time for something, so he's going to give us something to try and use. This black orb, which looks a lot like the cloak ball, actually. So if we try to use it, let's see what happens. Actually kind of reminds me of the Starship Enterprise, this little black orb. And by using it... nothing happens! So apparently, either Bobby's wrong, or it's just not time, so he's assuming that it is just not time. That's just a little bonus cutscene that might come into play later. So now we have to head back outside, because this was just a fake exit that we could go to. And our next new encounter is a Goblin. 268 HP, weak to wind, strong against earth. Can drop a vial, they pretty much only have special attacks. And then we got the Earth Golem. Let me check my notes. Earth Golems have 298 HP, weak to wind, strong against earth. Can drop a Giant's Axe, which is alright. And they have Truncheon Fist, which is just another physical attack that has a higher... attack power, I think. Anyway, now we're going to climb up these vines so we can get to this vine, which allows us to exit this area and see we're back on the world map. Or no, we meet this guy. Venus Lighthouse. Oh, by the way, this guy's dead, but Venus Lighthouse. Oh, Lord, we know what that means. Been a while since we saw one of these, hasn't it? Yeah, there it is. But with that, I'm going to need to end this off here. Thank you guys for watching, and in part 27, we'll be checking out the Venus Lighthouse. Also, in between parts, I'll be grinding everyone up to level 30. See you guys then.